Okay, so if you're looking for a little insider key on how to figure out who might win this election before every single vote is cast, I've got one for you. The gender gap. Okay? So, start here. Women have been a majority of the American electorate in every presidential election since 1984. Okay, so keep that fact in mind. Now, if you go back, and I have done it, through the last 6 presidential elections, what becomes immediately clear is that whichever candidate, so if a candidate wins men by a larger margin than his opponent wins women, that candidate wins. If a candidate wins women by a larger margin than his opponent wins men, that candidate wins the election. Okay, so let's just go through a few examples. All right, so in 2020, Donald Trump won men by 8 points. Joe Biden won women by 15 points. So he had a +7 in the gender gap. Joe Biden won the election. In 2016, Donald Trump won men by 12. Hillary Clinton won women by 12. So basically dead even. Makes sense. The election, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote and lost the Electoral College. 2012, Mitt Romney won men by 7. Barack Obama won women by 11. So he had a +4. Obama, had a +4 in that gender gap. He wins the election. In 2008, sort of a landslide for Obama, he won both men by 1 and women by 13. In 2004, very close election. So George W. Bush won men by 11. John Kerry won women by 3. Bush +8 in that gender gap. Bush wins. Then this one, which may be the closest analog to 2024. In 2000, George W. Bush won men by 11 points. Al Gore won women by 10 points. So Bush had a 1-point margin in that gender gap. And Bush obviously lost the popular vote by 500,000 votes to Gore and won the Electoral College 271 to 267. So the point here is that recent history, the last 6 elections, suggests that if you have the positive gender gap, you almost certainly will win. So what does that mean in these terms? Oh, in this election terms? Okay, it's pretty simple. If Kamala Harris wins women, which she will win women, but if she wins women by more than Donald Trump wins men, Kamala Harris, if history is any guide, is very likely to win the election. If, on the other hand, Donald Trump wins men by a larger margin than Kamala Harris wins women, history suggests Donald Trump is likely to win. So it kind of comes down to the boy, girl, male, female dynamic in a lot of ways. That, you know, there's a lot of ways we can slice and dice this election. Income, education, where you live, what party you say you identify with. But the truth of the matter is, gender is a pretty good indicator. Now, I think that both candidates are well aware of this fact. So just think of their messaging. Kamala Harris has talked a lot about abortion. Now, I think she should have probably talked more about abortion, but she's talked a lot about abortion. She did an event with Michelle Obama on abortion in Michigan. She did one with Beyonce, and I think Michelle Obama in Houston in these last few weeks. The reason she's doing that is because even women who don't necessarily agree with her on all the issues tend to believe that a woman should have a right to choose when it comes to a pregnancy and sort of over dominion of their body. And Harris knows that the way to win this election for her is to win women by a significant margin. Now, flip to Trump. Trump's messaging, very masculine, right? Very tough guy. He's gone on a lot of what I would describe as sort of bro podcasts, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, the Nelk Boys. He's gone to a bunch of college football games, MMA. This is all designed to try to bump his numbers up among men, particularly young men who don't typically vote all that often. And when they do vote, they tend to be more Democratic than Republican. So I think both sides understand the importance that gender plays in this campaign because Harris must win. So just think about it. Biden won women by 15. Trump won men by 8. And Biden won pretty convincingly. 8.5 million, 7.5 million in the popular vote, got over 300 electoral college votes. So in order to replicate that, Harris probably needs to win by similar margins. Like if you had Harris winning women by, let's say, 11 or 12, like Hillary Clinton did, and Trump won men by 9 or 10, it would be close, but I would think Harris would win that. Now, if it was like 2016, Trump wins men by 12, Hillary wins women by 12, sort of no gender gap, really, that might be close to a tie. Close to something that we saw. I guess it sort of depends where the votes are, but something like we saw in 2016 or even 2000 when the gender gap was 1 point, Bush plus 1, and in 2016 it was even. So again, that to me, there's all sorts of different ways that you can parse the election, that you can say, okay, well, if this happens, then that. But for me, it's a simple one, but a really, really important one, gender. Just look at Kamala's margin among women and compare it to Trump's margin among men. Whichever one is bigger, that candidate probably, emphasis on probably, if past his prologue, will win this election. So that's what I'm sort of like, as I look at all these different indicators, that's the one I'm really keeping an eye on right now and making sure I'm paying attention to. Making sure I'm looking at what polling has suggested, which it does show Harris winning women by double digits and Trump winning men by double digits in most of the polling, but it's close, just like everything in this election. So what happens on election day on Tuesday? What does that gender split look like? That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so if you've been following, I've been making videos all weekend. I will continue to make videos, maybe more than one a day. I'm definitely going to do a live stream during the day tomorrow. Probably around noon or 1 p.m. Eastern time on election day, I'll do a live stream where we're not going to know that much, to be totally honest. We don't get exit polling until 5 p.m., so we're not going to know that much. We'll know some incidents here or there, polling places not working or whatever. So I'll make sure I stay on top of all of that, and I want to be here to answer your questions, whether it's about polling or turnout or candidates or campaigns or media coverage, whatever. So I'm going to do one tomorrow. Again, stay tuned. Make sure you become a subscriber to this channel so you get alerted on that. So definitely one tomorrow afternoon and probably one tomorrow night. I'm going to be on News Nation from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a live stream either during that time, that whole time, or in part of that time when I have a little bit of time off. So I'm going to find a place and a time to do all that stuff. So definitely noon or 1 tomorrow. Thank you, Thumb. And then something tomorrow night. And then obviously I'll be back on Wednesday with much more when we know more. So become a subscriber for a lot of reasons. Number one, you're supporting what I'm doing, but also so you can get the latest updates on when I've posted a video, when I'm going live, all that sort of stuff. 2, like this channel. I need your support, and the algorithm likes. So let's like. I'll look to like if looking, liking looks. That's Shakespeare. 3, comment on this video. Do it for the algorithm. We're all watching the algorithm. And 4, tell 10 friends about this video and about this channel. Okay, that's all I got. So look for the live streams, look for more daily videos, and continue to support me, and let's grow this thing. Election day is tomorrow.